Why doesn't America have pickpockets?
Go to New Orleans.
I am sure there are. But there is not a lot of open places where lots of people walk in a small old city center. Public transportation is much more prevalent in Europe, so it's way easier to find people concentrated in certain areas. What does a pickpocket get? Not much anymore today. People don't carry a lot of cash, so they get only a few dollars. They can get some credit cards also. But as soon as the owner finds that they were stolen, he can cancel them on his phone from anywhere. Skimmers seem to be what has replaced pickpocketing now. They put a skimmer to read your credit card as you use it. Especially at gas pumps. Most stores have chip readers that are built into the cards now that skimmers don't pick up. But most gas pumps that have credit card readers haven't been changed over to chip readers yet. They are slowly, but there are still many that haven't. And the bad guy can just drive up to the pump and download the information via Bluetooth on their phone. It's a weird side effect of not having walkable cities. I was a little boy on vacation with my parents in San Francisco around 1970, and we were riding on a cable car. Next thing I know, my dad just throws this dude off the moving cable car into the street. Apparently the guy was trying to lift my dad's wallet. It may be a skill issue. Once there isn't a tradition of pickpocketing, there's nobody to train new pickpockets. When I was in high school and occasionally hanging out with the kids hanging out in the pit in Harvard Square, I did hear stories about, but never met, two kids who went by Sticky Fingers and Pockets, who were apparently really good. But that was in the late 1980s, early 1990s. And, well, people were dumber. I mean, I could get a wallet if someone kept it in their back pocket. Or if someone had an open top handbag which didn't even have a flap. Looking online, apparently, there are still Europeans who carry wallets in their back pockets. So it may be that Europeans are more sporting and want to give pickpockets a fighting chance. We did, but it's been less common since people stopped carrying cash and you can lock your credit card from your phone. Places like Times Square used to be famous for pickpockets. I don't think it's really a country thing. I think it's more that tourists are a popular target. So it's wherever there's a ton of tourists. America has gunpoint robbers. Pickpocketing and theft are generally punished harshly under the law in the USA. Some states pickpocketing could get there a felony charge. Self-defense laws is common in the USA, and police aren't likely arrest someone who beats up a thief. People have guns. All states allow concealed carry, with only 7 states having significant limitations on CC. That's an interesting question. I have only been pickpocketed on a bus in Italy. Is it because USA doesn't have so many people crammed together? Lol, don't know if guns make it easier to rob people than knives. But when anyone could be carrying a gun, it probably makes them think twice about just robbing random people. About 8 or 10 years ago there was a news article about this guy's robbing a bank in Texas. He was trying to take a bunch of cash and go to Mexico. He pulled a gun on the teller and said, "Give me your money." The teller started laughing and the guy said, "What's so funny?" and the teller pointed his finger behind him, and every customer in the bank had a gun pointed at the guy. He gave up and was arrested. We do. But also, the prevalence of car ownership in the US is way higher than in Europe. I can't prove this, but my gut says that much of the pickpocketing that happens in Europe is translated into smash and grab car thefts. In the US, people often have relatively valuable, easy defense stuff in their cars. Bust a window, grab anything that isn't nailed down, take off. A thief doesn't even have to be close to another person to pull that off. I'm guessing that's a much easier and safer option for a petty thief if it's a choice between that and getting something out of somebody's jacket pocket. It's a dying art in America, or maybe dead art. Personal space bubble. Get too close to me and you will not like what I do. Why pick your pockets when they can just rob you at gunpoint? There are pickpockets, but it's just a brazen crime. And so much of our public spaces are recorded on security cameras. So they either get caught, or when it's an issue in an area, the police issue warnings and step up their security in that area. Does that happen in Europe, or do the police there look the other way? I don't know. Sure we do. Especially on, say, NYC subway. Especially when crowded. But you probably have a point about armed robbery being more common due to the availability of handguns. I can't say as I've ever been robbed at gunpoint or even pickpocketed though. I did receive an attempted pickpocketing in Tijuana, and I've had a potential mugging being hit in the face. But that's about it. I generally haven't had a lot of problems with it personally. But I like to think I keep to myself enough and am good at not looking like a tourist when it comes to dense touristy areas. I've always kept my wallet in my front pocket. I don't know if that makes a difference. But the archetypal image of a pickpocket is one going for the wallet in the back pocket. I think lack of density and lack of high foot traffic areas.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.